So SummerSlam is right around the corner. Actually, it's this coming weekend, and if you guys want to watch it with me, you can totally do that. No, you're not coming to my house. That's not happening. You just sit in my couch and burn a bunch of farts into it. No, that's not happening. But I will be watching it over at youtube.com/Steve and Larson and twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Watching it with, you guessed it, Larson. That's right. We're going to be doing our live stream over there, and then we're going to do our review, and then I'm going to head back over here to get your hot takes and reactions from SummerSlam. I have no idea what to expect from this show. Maybe it'll be awesome. Maybe it'll suck. I don't know. But I asked you guys for your wildest SummerSlam predictions, so we're going to go ahead and dive into those. Let's go ahead and dive into them first. A lot of diving in here. What do we got? Canal Zero says, Jelly Roll turns heel and feuds with Orton for WrestleMania 42. Jelly Roll is a bad guy. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not hating on Jelly Roll these days. I think the guy actually showed, I've talked about this. I did a video called Why Travis Scott Doesn't Work in WWE, right? I think that's what it was called. It was back after WrestleMania. And it's because I came up with the blueprint for integrating celebrities into the fabric of WWE's universe, of their storytelling. And when I did that, I came up, I was like, okay, why did Bad Bunny work so well? Why did, for that matter, Logan Paul work so well? Who, let's be honest, is like probably the best example of a celebrity integration. Like, he's literally just kind of part of the family now of WWE, like him or not. He's there and it works. The guy's actually developed into a roster, like a true roster member. Even Bad Bunny really, really worked. And I came up with this, 4-point plan on how WWE can make that work. And they did none of that stuff with Travis Scott. They just sort of put him out there. Anyways, with Jelly Roll, they have followed that exact same blueprint. It's like, have the guy sort of hover around WWE, show that he's a fan, show that he can physically sort of do stuff in the ring, have like a natural story integration, and then you'll probably get decent results. And that's what they've done with Jelly Roll. I was shocked. On SmackDown, he cut a whole promo on Logan Paul. That was like, better than a lot of the promos that I see on television from people who have been wrestling for a very long time. So a heel Jelly Roll? I don't think they would do that because it'd probably be bad for the Jelly Roll brand. What a great name, by the way. It's such a late 70s, early 80s, Jim Crockett wrestler. You know what I mean? Jelly Roll. It's sounds like Dusty Rhodes. Anyways. So yeah, him going heel. I don't know if they do that. I'd be down for it though. I'd be down for a bad guy Jelly Roll. I'll be honest with you. I've turned around on this match. At first, I was like, I don't want to see this shit. Now I'm like, I want to see this shit. So, yeah, sure, why not? Jelly Roll's bad guy? Right on. Here we go. Dorks and Dragon says, Jelly Roll hits the Orton Power Slam, and it looks good. Ooh, could you imagine? That Power Slam is like probably the best Power Slam out there because the dude's head, he does it with such a snapping ferocity that like the opponent's head like basically skims the ground like just by inches. So to see anybody else pull that off, especially Jelly Roll, that'd be really sick. It's funny is that if anybody could sort of sell that, it would need the athleticism and kind of like the lack of meat that Logan Paul has. Like Drew McIntyre, I don't think Jelly Roll could hit that move on a Drew McIntyre. He's just got too much beef on him. But Logan Paul, he's a big dude and everything, but I feel like he's sort of athletic enough that Jelly Roll could hit that move on. What a very specific, wild prediction there. Paige says, wild, Roman turns on Jay to take over Seth's new group. So Roman Reigns takes up Paul Heyman on his offer, and in the process looks like an asshole because on Raw last night, Bronson Reed stole his shoes, which was actually wildly hilarious. Remember back for the old people out there, remember the 90s when like people were like having their shoes stolen? Some people were getting killed over their shoes. I think there was like a kid who got like shot over some Barclays, which is wild because like, why is the Barkley brand not a thing anymore? You would think Charles Barkley's wildly popular. Why does he not have his own shoe line? It could be for big guys. It could be for dudes who are out of shape. Like me. Myth Trainer AC says Braun Breaker cashes in Seth's briefcase for himself and wins the title. I would be down for this. And in fact, when Seth Rollins first went down with his knee injury, if it's real or not, I was like, man, Braun should just sort of demand the briefcase or find an opportunity where he could cash in and then just sort of take it from Paul Heyman. And I mean, look, you had Cody Rhodes like force John Cena's hand into writing his name on that contract, and unconscious John Cena. Braun Breaker could just write his own name on the contract and then go cash in for Money in the Bank. Why not? It's WWE. You could just write it. I haven't seen that Unreal show, but I'm sure there's probably stupider ideas on that than that one. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Trick Von Doom says Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys getting added to that TLC match. All right, so the train wreck part of Steve, the train wreck, the part of me that likes the train wreck wrestling, is kind of looking forward to that Hardy's Dudley's match because I feel like it's not going to be very good. On the other hand, I feel like the SmackDown TLC match is going to be very, very good, but not in a train wreck way, in a really cool train wreck way. Has there been a cool, I don't think that makes sense. There's not been a cool train wreck that I know of. They're just horrible. In any event, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and you don't want to add 200 years of experience of lifetime in that match, which is what you'd be doing. So, no, I don't like this one. I don't like the idea of this one. Maybe, hey, you know what they could do? Have Bully Ray come out on commentary. No, that'd be terrible too, to be honest with you. The Farting Monkeys says Jade loses to Tiffany and turns heel. Man, I don't want Jade Cargill to... This is weird, though, because it's like two faces. And I don't even know if they really thought... I mean, I guess they kind of figured that would be the case going into this. I don't know what's going to happen with this match. It seems like they've sort of strapped a bit of a rocket pack to Jade's back. And are kind of, giving her the big push while they can. So yeah, I kind of feel like she's just going to win this thing straight up. I don't foresee anybody getting involved in this match over at Going in Raw. Larson swears up and down that he thinks it is possible that Naomi gets involved, but she seemed to sort of wash her hands of all that. But maybe it's possible. Maybe Naomi gets involved, still trying to get one up on Jade Cargill. Like, hey, but, it just stands to reason. Then she would just be inviting trouble from Jade Cargill if she wonked that match. I hope they don't. I honestly just hope Jade wins straight up. Tiffany will be fine. I think it's been actually a really successful first title run for Tiffany Stratton. I don't think you need to turn her bad. Just keep her the way she is. The crowd loves her. She's a good wrestler. I'm not too in tune with her character. It kind of does nothing for me. But in terms of hey, a bunch of decent matches with Nia Jax, a couple other matches here and there. I think it's been all right. The Trish Stratus match was good. I think it's been a decent title run, in terms of a first one for somebody they're trying to get that push going for. I'm not against it, but yeah, give that title to Jade. Why not? John the Drummer says Shane McMahon returns as the new leader of Seth's group. All right. I do feel like the odds of Shane McMahon returning to WWE are actually greater than Vince McMahon returning to WWE. Vince McMahon returning to WWE, currently I put at 2.5%. Shane O'Mac, I give a strong 7.5% of returning to the WWE. Yeah, that'd be wild if Shane O'Mac showed up and he became the leader of the group. He can't wrestle anymore because he absolutely annihilated his quads when he was at WrestleMania that time. And according to his son, as of 6 months ago, he was still recovering from that. Shane seems to want to do a little bit more than perform in wrestling these days. Shane seems to, whether it's the reporting about the conversations with Tony Khan or whether it's what he did at the Royal Rumble a couple years ago, he seems to want to come in and actually be the guy behind the stories. He wants to be the main character of WWE Unreal. And I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. It wouldn't shock me to see Shane McMahon make an appearance in WWE at some point in the future. That wouldn't shock me at all. You would think that him and Triple H probably have an all right relationship. Maybe not. I mean, if Shane thought, hey, I was going to be running the show, and then big picture, it's Triple H, maybe there's some resentments there. I don't know. I hope not. I want everybody to get along. Joe2K20 says Travis Scott will once again cost Cody the title, setting up a high-stakes match at WrestleMania 42 with The Rock stepping in as Travis Scott's manager. I wonder, you got to wonder, that might have been, in some alternate universe, that might have maybe, just maybe played out. where everybody gets along, where The Rock and Triple H are like, hey, I got this great idea. Basically, it's the reality that they're trying to present the WWE Unreal is. Where Triple H is like, yeah, I had this idea to turn Cena heel, so I called up The Rock. And he was like, and I didn't know if he was going to hate it, but he was like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, that shit never happened. That never happened. I saw that one promo on like the WWE Instagram, and I'm like, that never happened. That being said, if everybody was playing nice, I could see this happening. If Travis Scott was like, oh man, I totally want to be a WWE superstar. Evidently, he just wasn't really into it though. And I don't blame the guy. I'd take one crossroads. I'll be, fuck this. I don't want to be part of this. I just got dropped on my head. Tom McClure says Seth returns to cash in and gets an assist from Becky. She then joins a faction and they start a heel power couple angle. So the last time we saw Seth and Becky kind of like, break down the whole reality thing and it's like, oh, we're husband and wife. It was like years. It was like 2019. It was kind of terrible. But so I don't know if they would do that again. That being said, I wouldn't hate on that. I think it'd be kind of cool, to be honest with you. Them as sort of these, cartoonish villains. I'd be fine with that. It's funny, the chatter on Seth returning has sort of died down a little bit, though. So I wonder if WWE is really trying their damnedest to keep that close to the vest, or maybe the guy's actually injured. But it seemed like there was a little bit of smoke there. So I don't know. It wouldn't shock me if on Saturday or Sunday, I forget when the Gunther match is, if Seth Rollins cashed in. I guess it could always happen with the Cody match too, but I feel like it would make more storyline sense if he cashed in on CM Punk if he beats the Gunther. Brendan Duck says from commentary, Wade Barrett feels the winds of change, then signals for the rest of Nexus, who return and join him taking out John Cena. 15 years too late, but it'll still be satisfying. That'd actually be kind of great if like everybody that John Cena allegedly buried came back, like Mr. Kennedy comes back, the Nexus comes back. Who else did he bury? Other people, I don't know who. Yeah, they all come back and they all get theirs on John Cena. Now, I'd be down for that, especially Ryback. It's crazy they never made Ryback world champion. He's got to be kind of like high, like top 10 dudes who like surprisingly WWE, like they made Jack Swagger a world champion and not Ryback. That's wild to me. That's crazy. Cyclone Jesus says The Rock employs a new rapper as his henchman. And then the collective IWC be like, who's that guy? I've never heard of him. Even though this person sold like 200 million records. Who's that guy? I've never heard of him. That's what we would get. Who? Bungie Man says Cena puts his face turn in motion after losing to Cody. All right, this I expect to happen. I would put money on this happening. I think this is how it plays out. Brutal street fight. Cena actually gets close because he's fine using the title and all that kind of stuff, and it's a street fight. You're allowed to do whatever. Cody guts out a win. Cody wins. But the crowd, having witnessed history of John Cena, his 17th world record breaking title run or whatever it's been, that ends. He puts in a brutal performance. He gets sympathy from the crowd. He gets that historical pop from the crowd, and they start chanting like, let's go Cena. And they don't do the Cena suck stuff. They give him a big standing ovation. And then his heart sort of, warms up a little bit. And he's like, oh, maybe he puts on a bit of performance. He sheds some tears in the ring. And then we get face Cena. I think that's going to happen to a degree. I think the crowd's really going to appreciate him. Next night on Raw, he comes out and says, to a degree, maybe I was kind of wrong about you people. And then he gets interrupted by Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, somebody bad. And then that's his next feud where now he's a good guy. And that's how he sort of lives out. He doesn't need some big redemption story. Cody comes out. They show respect to each other. And then, maybe the Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre team confronts them both. Oh my God, I think that's totally going to happen. That sounds, you can literally see it happening. Royal Kong 54 says the Cross and Sammy match is match of the event. All right, so the Sammy aspect of it, yeah. Any card that Sami Zayn is on has the potential for Sami Zayn to be match of the night guy. Except this one. I like Cross. I like Cross a lot. I hope he re-signs with WWE because I think it's a great place for him. But I don't think that's going to happen. But I want them to have a good match. I think it's going to be a good match. but I don't know if match of the night's going to happen. Dude, you got Naomi, Rhea, and Io out there having a match. You got CM Punk and Gunther. I think that's going to be a good one. Oh my God, you got the TLC match. Holy shit, that SmackDown one's going to be killer. Oh my God, it's going to be good. AJ71007 says Cody Rhodes will lose to John Cena. I know a lot of you actually put this in the comments thread or in the thread for this. Yeah, I don't see that happening. But I also wouldn't be, I'm not going to put like max confidence points on that for the whole predictions challenge over there. But I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. I'd be surprised, but not shocked. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that could never happen. I think it could. I don't think it will, but I think it could. And then like, I guess maybe somebody else wins it. That doesn't make any sense. Cody's got to win that thing from John Cena. Plus, it's a street fight. You can do whatever you want. Tony the Pokemon guy says, not saying Mike and Maria's Greatest Love as the best theme song is a crime. This is a thread for SummerSlam predictions. Not an airing of grievances, Tony Pokemon guy. The Heat is on 76 says Chris Jericho shows up to replace Drew McIntyre in the tag match. So apparently Drew McIntyre is stuck in the UK. He's stuck in England or Scotland. I think he said he was in London for his friend's wedding. And he's stuck there because of passport stuff. As of this morning, I haven't heard anything else. Yeah, I could see Jericho going back to WWE. I could see that happening. I could totally see it. Not this at SummerSlam. That'd be wild. That'd be super wild. But that's what I asked for. 91 Josh says not a single title changes hands over the entire weekend. Okay, this one is wild. Let's run them down really quick. Solo versus Jacob Fatu. It's a cage match. Anything can happen in a cage match. Lyra versus Becky. Becky could totally win that match. And in fact, I kind of feel like she might. I forgot who stood tall last night. But yeah, no, that was the Go Home Raw on Monday. So, yeah, you got Becky and Lyra. That might change hands, might not change hands. That was, Lyra stood tall. Becky's going to win that match because Lyra hit her with the kendo stick. What else is going on? You got Naomi, Io, Rhea. I think Naomi's going to retain there. Cody's got to beat Cena, but I guess it's possible that doesn't happen. Women's Intercontinental, I already talked about that. Women's WWE Championship. Yeah, Tiffany could retain. I don't think there's anything that's a lock in terms of the titles. I get the feeling that some of them will change hands, but I don't feel like I think Cody's the one that feels like the most lock-ish. I think Cody or Jacob Fatu. Those feel the most. God, is Jacob going to do a moonsault off the top of the cage? Has he ever done that in MLW? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments because I don't know. Oh, here we go. Gabriel Ribeiro says AJ will win the IC title to free Dom for bigger things. AJ has an IC a la X Division title reign to lead into retirement. I wouldn't hate on that. Besides, it seems like Dom might win that mega championship because, oh my God, the pop he got when it was revealed that he was attacking Vikingo. Damn, that was a hell of a pop. I could totally see Dom getting that title. That'd be wild. AJ Otani says this SummerSlam will be mid and force them to go back to one-day SummerSlam. Man, you don't know how business works because even if this was an absolute shit show, if they're able to make more money off it being a two-night show, they're going to continue to put on shit show two-night show. No level of quality or bitching will lead to this going back to one night. SummerSlam will now and forever be a two-night show until the very last episode of wrestling. Anyways, that's going to do it for this edition of me reacting to more of your shit. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around. Hopefully you join me for the SummerSlam thing, me and Larson. It's fun. Me and, we just sort of sit there and watch it like this. Wow.